Downer is very proud to bring this podcast series to you. At Downer, our purpose is to provide the vital services that connect communities and enable them to thrive. We do this by assembling the best minds, harnessing the power of technology and our enduring relationships to deliver sustainable outcomes for all.
My name is Jo Taranto and I'm joined today by Andrew McVey, the Operations Manager at Shoalhaven Water, and Stuart Street, Analytics Manager at SAFEgroup Automation. And we're talking real-time SCADA analytics. Thank you both for joining me.
Welcome.
Yep, happy to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit about Shoalhaven Water and the Shoalhaven region more broadly?
Shoalhaven Water is a group of Shoalhaven City Council. Shoalhaven is 2 hours south of Sydney, in a lovely area down there. We've got a lot of villages along the coast, including Jervis Bay and right down to Ulladulla. And it's quite a large area and lots of little villages, and we end up having 13 sewage treatment plants, which is quite a lot because of all of the little villages along the coastline. So we serve about 110,000 people, but we have a very high population during the peak periods at summer, where we couldn't have up to 3 times what our normal resident population is.
And you've been working with SAFEgroup for a while now. What has that looked like, Stuart?
Yeah, so I think the relationship started probably 5 years ago or so. SAFEgroup Automation, we're a control systems integrator and helped out Shoalhaven install a SCADA system. There was a SCADA upgrade a number of years ago. We've been working closely with them since then.
And for those who don't know, which is mostly me, can you tell me what SCADA is and what it does?
Yes. So SCADA stands for Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition. So it's a system that collects data from the field. You've got all of your outstations or your pump stations and reservoirs and so on, all sending back information to the SCADA system, and then it has a interface that allows the operators to see what's happening and make changes to set points, open and close valves, start and stop pumps, and all that sort of thing. So it's a tool for operations to control the water and wastewater networks, and also the water treatment plants and wastewater treatment plants.
Andrew, why was SCADA important for Shoalhaven Water?
SCADA is very important to Shoalhaven Water because all of our treatment plants, pump stations, all of our water reservoirs, everything is controlled through SCADA. So all of our alarm management comes back through the telemetry related to the SCADA, and it's how we manage our system. It gives us a whole visual view of it. Sitting in an office, you can actually see what level all of our sewer pump stations are, what all our water reservoirs, what's pumping, what's happening, and controls our whole system. So without it, we wouldn't actually be able to see what's going on.
So you've got increased visibility. Were there some downsides though?
So for me, as a manager, I've got staff that are quite good at looking into SCADA, and certainly SAFEgroup are our integrators of that. But for me, if I wanted to see something quickly, I was always going to either SCADA engineers or some of our senior operators to look into the system and determine what data I might need out of the system. So if I needed something quickly, I still needed somebody else to go in and do it. And also that our SCADA system is heavily controlled by IT, so it's restricted access to certain people within the organisation, and also there's no real mobile SCADA app that works really well to get the information you need.
Stuart, is this a common problem for water utilities?
It is, yeah. It is a common problem, and when Shoalhaven came to us and said, asked if there's something we can do to help them with those problems. We sat down and thought about the problem, and it's something that many water utilities would be facing the same types of issues, and.
And how do you solve something like that?
Yeah, so we built a system. We've called it ODASA, so it stands for Operational Data and SCADA Analytics, and what it does is it gets the data out of the SCADA and into a platform that's more readily accessible for managers and engineers. So access it just via a website, on a phone or tablet or a computer, and then you sign in, and then you've got the information that you need at your fingertips. So things like what was the flows in and out of our treatment plants, what's our daily production totals, what are the KPIs at the treatment plants, where our fluoride and chlorine levels within the allowed ranges, all that type of thing is there in the palm of your hand. and also to be able to do some extra analysis on that data as well that maybe you didn't want to do in SCADA, didn't want to overload the SCADA system by doing this extra analysis, but to be able to provide some additional insights and allow your managers and engineers to quickly make decisions that they need to make to keep the water flowing. And
It sounds like it's really given you a much better view of what's happening day to day, Andrew.
Yes, so look, one of the big things that they were able to implement is a time to overflow. So if we were to have an issue at any of our soil pump stations, say that we lost power, we then can't pump anymore. So we were always trying to do calculations in the background in SCADA to determine how long we would have before it overflowed, and also if it was going to be a continued long break of a main or something like that, and we need to move the sewer, we would need to know how many trucks and how many litres of sewage we're going to have to transport via the road. That was not that easy to do, but ODASA has given us the ability just to open it up, which you can do on site, on your phone, put in the pump station that you want, select a time where the outage occurs and how long you think it'll be before it's fixed, and that will calculate the exact volume that you will need to store of sewer and how much you'll need to transport via road to the treatment plant. And you can do that without having to get anybody in or to ask any questions, and it's readily available, which has certainly made it a lot easier when we have any sort of power failure or main break. We don't have to get SCADA engineers in to do it. We have that at hand, and it's quite a remarkable tool.
You're listening to the Australian Water Association podcast series, and I'm speaking with Andrew McVey from Shoalhaven Water and Stuart Street from SAFEgroup Automation. Have you got some examples of where it's been used already?
Yeah, we had a very big main break, a 500 mil trunk main broke going to the Clara sewage treatment plant. We had 13 sewage pump stations that pump into that treatment plant, and we had to transport the sewage for 11 hours, and that was quite a large volume. And we were able to, on site, when we saw the main break, calculate how long that would be, work out how many tankers. We'd need 5 tankers and some transport times and things like that. And ODASA was able to predict how much volume, and it actually came within 5% of the volume that we ended up transporting that day. So without having to call in extra engineers or to do any calculations, within 5 minutes we knew exactly what we needed to do and how we'd actually manage that outage, which was something we haven't been able to do before ODASA.
Are you seeing it useful in other scenarios as well, Stuart?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a number of, we call them apps in the system there that do different things. So one of the other things we set up is an alarm analysis app. So we want to make sure that the operators are able to effectively manage that system during a crisis and make sure they're not overwhelmed with too many different alarms all the time. So one of the things ODASA does is monitors that. Is an Australian standard that the AS 62682 standard that says about how many alarms are reasonable for an operator to see in a day or in an hour, and that type of thing. And so we can compare the operation of the system against that standard to see if it's in line with the standard, and then point out problem alarms that then can be addressed. And so one of the things that happened at Shoalhaven was there was a whole bunch of alarms with an odour control system. There was 500 instances of it a day, and we looked at the ODASA was showing what of the top 10 alarms, what percentage of the overall volume of alarms did that make up, and that was 70%, and a whole bunch of them were this odour control system alarm. And after a week of investigating and remedying those alarms, they were able to eliminate 500 alarms a day that were just from that one point and bring down that percentage. So now the top 10 alarms account for about 25% of the total alarm volume, and they're thinking that we might be able to get that down to 5%. So, then there's a whole bunch of other things that we can do in the system as well. So things like calculating the minimum night flows and trending that over time, and that helps identify where there might be leaks in the water network, and to maybe the leaks are being repaired. Then you can see did that fix the issue by looking at the numbers. Another one is sewer infiltration, so stormwater infiltrating into the sewer network. And so we've got an infiltration module where we can highlight where there's pump stations seeing a higher level inflow, and we overlay the inflow and the rainfall data and see if there's some sort of correlation there, and can highlight problem pump stations. And it's an ever-growing list of things, and as we talk to more people, we hear more ideas, and we're really keen to hear all the exciting ideas that people have got out there, and build them into the system. And once they're in there, you're able to share it amongst other water utilities as well. So a lot of water utilities have the same sorts of issues, and so we can help out with Shoalhaven, and then another water utility might also be using ODASA, and then make use of the same sorts of calculations there as well.
What advice would you have, Andrew, for a water utility who's looking at implementing a program like ODASA?
I think it's a great tool. So it really gives managers or senior engineers, people, great information, and even for our development people. So if our development guys are looking at doing some extensions or changing mains or doing something, they can get easy access without going into SCADA and determine how long things can be out for without overflowing and all that sort of stuff, without having to ring engineers and take time away from the jobs that they're doing. So certainly ODASA has the ability to do a lot of things, and things that I haven't even thought of yet, and other people will be able to put new ideas in, and it was certainly a tool that will reduce how much labour you need for other things and let people get back to the jobs that they need to do.
Are there any considerations or reasons that you can't use the platform, Stuart, or is it something that can really be built for the needs of your clients?
Yeah, it can be built for the needs of the clients, and it is customisable. So we've got the executive summary page, and that's tailored to the particular needs of a water utility. So that's, if they need to see dam levels on their front page, if that's what's important to them, we can put that on there. If there's something else that's important, we can definitely customise it to suit their needs.
It certainly sounds like it's given you decision-making at your fingertips. It's great to see improvements. Any further opportunities, Andrew, that you're looking for the future?
We've got a few things that we're sort of looking for, and certainly minimum night flows and infiltration, as mentioned before. Infiltration is a big issue within the sewer industry, and trying to capture where our big infiltration issues are and try and reduce those flows during rainfall is really important to us, and that's probably the next step for us going forward.
Yeah, then soil planning module's another one that we've got in the works at the moment, where we're looking at the changes in the average dry weather flows into your pump stations and your treatment plants, and looking over a 3-5 year period, and then predicting into the future what those flows are going to be, and comparing that against the design capacities of the pump stations and treatment plants to see when they may be due for upgrades. So to help with planning, decision making. So we've got a roadmap of ideas of things like that we're working on.
There's always things to be done. I've been speaking with Andrew McVey, Operations Manager at Shoalhaven Water, and Stuart Street, Analytics Manager for SAFEgroup Automation. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.